Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.
Mazda has been named Consumer Reports' safest new car brand. It starts with our approach. Every Mazda comes standard with proactive safety features, so you're more aware of what's around you, more focused on the road ahead, and ready before problems ever start. Mazda, more of what matters most to you. Go to MazdaUSA.com to learn more. Consumer Reports does not endorse or promote any product.
All right, welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass podcast with Kevin and Chuck. I guess we've been doing this podcast for a little while, about a little over 100 episodes. I think this is like 109, 110, somewhere in there. And I guess after about 100 episodes, iTunes starts dropping them off. And we don't really have like an introduction episode anymore, a start here. And I just thought, a lot of our listeners are kind of like, oh, well, what gives you guys credibility? All right, nobody really says that. But, people are like, oh, where are you coming from? What are you talking about? And they're trying to understand. So I kind of wanted to do like a little bit of a introduction episode where you kind of, hey, get to know Kevin and Chuck and see where we're coming from, and also a little reflection on the last 100 episodes. A little bit of this is where we're coming from and this is what it's all about. So basically, I'm Chuck.
I'm Kevin.
And he's Kevin. So now, we have beards, and really that's where a lot of our credibility comes from.
Mm-hmm. Most of my power comes from my beard. It's kind of like Samson.
Yeah, Samson grew the hair long. You get it. Same type of thing. I think if I lost the beard, well, I'm still pretty handsome, I gotta tell you. But even so both of us were in the military. We were both in the Navy. The American Navy, U.S., if you will.
Right.
And so I was I went in, I think, man, it was a long time ago, about 1996.
96.
Now, if you're like, oh, I wasn't even born then. Well, yeah, turns out I'm old. All right, I don't know what to tell you. Mm-hmm. But bottom line, I went to boot camp in Great Mistakes there, Chicago. Mm-hmm. And
why is it that Great Lakes, it seems like it's situated in the perfect place where I spent the first 2 months sweating my ass off and the last 2 months just freezing my ass off.
Freezing my ass off.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. No, I think I came out of boot camp on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it just kind of worked out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But so bottom line, I was a electronic technician. So I fixed like radios, radars, that kind of stuff. And I was on a guided missile cruiser out of Norfolk.
Okay.
And, been all over, Kosovo and, shooting things at people and shooting tomahawks and, seen that kind of stuff. All the little things, we did some drug interdiction kind of thing and, that kind of stuff. Shooting at crazy people shooting at us, speedboats with handheld rockets. I think we even tried to shoot ourselves with a Tomahawk missile. That's badass right there, I got to tell you. Not too many people can be like, oh, shit, But there you go. We, it's cool stuff like that. But, again, not like Navy SEAL. I actually am not the one who killed Osama bin Laden. You probably thought, hey, Chuck's pretty badass. He's got a beard. Mm-hmm. I bet he was one of those guys. I wasn't.
All right.
I may have seen those guys in a movie.
You saw him in a movie.
I saw him in a movie.
That's
so
something. Okay.
I did watch that movie 12 hours or 13 hours or whatever.
They didn't kill Osama bin Laden in that movie.
No. Oh,
that's a different one.
Yeah. There's something about it, some kind of movie. I don't think I watched the movie SEAL Team 6 or something. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, neither here nor there. Either way, I have shot a gun before.
Okay.
I have shot a gun at people before.
Okay.
That's something.
That's something.
Something. But I got to tell you that in general, we've shot Tomahawk missiles at people before. Is that more badass than shooting a gun? Like, people like the hands-on, you know?
It is a bit of a hands-on thing. Is a bit of a
aim. Yeah. Whereas when you push the button on the Tomahawk and you're like, yeah, fuck that guy. You know, I don't know. I don't know where that thing's going. Whatever. The government said make it happen here. We did that. Nailed it. You want to know about getting shocked like freaking crazy? I would say electrocuted. But technically, when you're electrocuted, you're dead.
Yeah.
So I haven't been down that road, but I have touched some little things that throw me into walls over and over again.
I'm hearing a story from a friend of yours about how they thought you were dead.
Well, you know, here and there, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, you got questions about electricity. Maybe I'm not the guy to ask. You want to ask the guy who hasn't been shocked. But bottom line, we're not like Navy SEALs or, you know, whatever, but we're military guys. We're general badasses. Mm-hmm. You mentioned you've been a badass for a long time.
Yeah, I was not in the Boy Scouts because I was born as a man. I've been a full-grown man, you know, ever since I can remember. So, you know, I was stationed in Little Creek, Virginia with a CB unit. I was an engineman. I was stationed in
now,
Freehold, New Jersey.
You're saying that you can actually carry an M16 in one hand and a hammer in the other at the same time?
Yes.
You have that ability?
Yes, I know how to do that.
Now, which one? Does the hammer go in the left hand, and are you capable at that point?
I'm a little bit handicapped with my left hand, I'll have to admit.
All right.
I'm not ambidextrous.
But you can kind of swap them pretty quick.
That's right.
All right. Been to Little Creek?
Yeah, Little Creek, Virginia.
Now, my understanding, you've been to some kind of Humvee driving school? Is that correct?
Yes.
Or Humvee driver training?
Yeah, I was actually stationed right next to SEAL Team 6.
Oh, so you've seen
Navy saw a guy that killed Osama bin Laden.
I've been to the bar with Navy SEALs. Well, I actually spent, I would say, a good 2 years going to the gym every morning with Navy SEALs. Except I'd leave and they'd stay about 4 hours longer than I did.
Yeah. And then go out for a 5-mile swim.
Yeah, you know, whatever. But I mean, it's practically like I'm a Navy SEAL the way I see it, right? That's how it is in my mind.
In your mind, right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But yeah, generally speaking, you know, Chuck has always been a little bit of a crazy person that I've known. With the orchards and the garden and the whole 9 yards.
Now, for the most part, it is my wife growing things. I just do all the
work,
the labor, if you will. She wouldn't approve of me saying all the work, but dig this hole, put that fence there, clear this for me, pull all those weeds out, make that happen, and then the garden grows. Yeah.
I myself have never been much of a prepper until I started this show. Outdoor enthusiast, maybe.
Okay.
But you know, I've spent most of my life outdoors doing one thing or another.
But I gotta say, I agree with you on maybe not the prepper so much. But you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who goes on more hiking and camping trips than Kevin, and that's since way back. Now, does his hiking involve a backpack filled with beer or liquor? Yes.
Liquor's a lot lighter.
That's very possible. You know, well, we could filter some water and have a couple of bottles of Jack Daniels. Yes,
a 10-mile hike isn't a challenge if you're sober, man.
Kevin has been known to say, well, let me put out this cigarette so I can run this marathon.
Yeah, I've done that before.
And people are like, but that's wrong. Well, that's Kevin. But over the last 2 years?
I've learned quite a bit over the last 2 years. I've gotten involved quite a bit in the last 2 years as far as prepping, water and food storage, gardening, all sorts of self-reliance type of skills. And honestly, just doing the podcast and doing research for each episode, I've learned quite a bit.
Now, that's a thing. Like, we, for the most part, I mean, I would say 85%, maybe 90% of what we talk about, it's stuff we've done before. Things that we have firsthand knowledge on. And when we bring you something that we've just done the research and we haven't really applied, we tell you. Mm-hmm. We don't know everything, but we also don't want to shortchange you. If there's great information out there and we can bring it to you, we want to do that. And that's important to us. So,
yeah, a lot of this episode is, it's not necessarily geared towards preppers in the United States necessarily, or geared towards kids or adults or beginning preppers or the experienced guys. We try and bring a well-rounded podcast.
I mean, I think even if you're pretty well-versed, you're going to take some stuff away from this.
That's right.
I mean, we're pretty knowledgeable guys, and we do some research, Mm-hmm. I got to say, a lot of the episodes, I'm reading 2 or 3 books
mm-hmm.
before we bring it to you. I'm like, oh, I read this book and then this other book. And I got to say, my survival library, if you will,
mm-hmm.
is pretty well packed. There's a good 40 or 50 books of specific, stuff on there that we're bringing to the table. But, we're just trying to bring you guys good stuff. But again, we're trying to be entertaining.
That's right.
The thing is, if we feed you a lot of dry, boring facts, nobody wants to listen and nobody can get through that.
Mm-hmm.
If we can help you get through the week, though, make it entertaining, and you walk away from each episode with like, you know what? I did learn, that
right.
one badass thing.
I'm going to make this one change. I'm going to
think
about
or
this
if we
one
can motivate
thing.
you to actually get off your ass and do some prepping.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when bad stuff is going to happen. We've talked about, some of our listeners were in Puerto Rico when things went bad. And, it's like, oh, if I'd only. And,
mm-hmm.
One of the ones we talked to did some prepping because of this podcast.
Right.
And, I got a brother-in-law in Florida. And he actually lost his house in this last set of hurricanes. And these are the kind of things, the steps you need to take. Prepare for, you never know what
right.
might happen.
Right. And whether it's a
financial
snowstorm,
crisis,
right?
A snowstorm,
or an economic collapse.
Whatever.
You never know what you're facing, and it's always best just to have a little something in your tank and in your mind. Little something to apply that'll give you an edge to keep you safe and keep your family alive.
It sucks when the snowstorm happens and you're like, I got to go to the grocery store and buy bread and milk and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. The thing is, if you're a half a step ahead, if you're like, oh, I'm always putting the last $5 in my gas tank every week. What if you filled your tank once and every time you burn through 5 gallons, you're back topping it off, know? I mean, if you just lived a little bit ahead of the game. What if you put $10 a week aside until you had $200 sitting in the safe or whatever in your underwear drawer? Then you're a little ahead of the guy who's starving. Now, you're probably yelling at me going, whoa, Chuck, I have way more than 200. 200 isn't enough to set aside for an emergency. I know, but it's baby steps. Let's get there.
Right.
You do the 200 and then you're like, yeah, but it'd be really cooler if I had 1,000 set aside.
Right.
And then, it'd be really cool if I had 5,000 set aside. It'd be really cool if I paid cash for my freaking prepper compound
mm-hmm.
and I didn't have to live, paying the mortgage to the man,
That's right. The cops can arrest you and seize that money, though, but that's different. That's a different episode.
Whoa, you're getting off task here. But that's the kind of thing, we're trying to bring it all. Originally, actually, in the first episode, we talked about, let's talk about badasses out there. Mm-hmm. And that was a cool idea, but it never really panned out because I don't know what happened there. We just didn't do the research and put
it's
in
organic.
the time.
This is an organic podcast.
It
goes the way it wants to go.
Kevin feels the way he wants to feel. He's moody sometimes.
That's right.
Sometimes I'm a little angry, Sometimes I'm a little drunk. Whatever.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Anything can happen.
So that's really, I think that's really it. I mean, definitely love to hear from you guys. Tell us your experiences. Tell us what you think of the show.
Tell us what you want to learn. Mm-hmm. But I will say, we really want the show to be out there. I think some reviews on iTunes would help out a little bit. Mm-hmm. We get a lot, I think 38, 39, but I look at some of the other prepper shows and they have like a couple hundred. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, all right, I'm not as cool as that guy.
Right.
Now mine are heartfelt.
That's right.
Our reviews are like, oh yeah, or I hate that guy. Mm-hmm. These guys are so dumb. Yeah, we get those too. Whatever. Uh-huh. So, sometimes I cry myself to sleep. Times are hard. Mm-hmm. But, whatever. But yeah, actually, if you guys went to wherever you're listening to this podcast, if they do take reviews, or maybe just grab your kid's iPhone and freaking go into their iTunes and leave us a review over on iTunes, and because that's the only thing I know, because I'm old and I'm out of touch with like Spotify we're on now.
Really?
And iHeartRadio and all these. I don't even think they have reviews. And if they do, I haven't seen them because I don't know how to do that. But whatever.
We're old men. We are old men living in a new world.
So, but we're trying to teach you youngins out there. And you know what? I know some of you are our age and maybe even one or two or even a little bit older than us. I don't even know if that's possible. Mm-hmm. Maybe older than me, but not older than you.
Yeah.
That's probably how it is. Jerk. But, all right. So, anyway, you guys have show ideas, topics you want to talk about. You want to email us at preppingbadass@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Also, if you're really enjoying the podcast, we have a Patreon website set up. So if you go to patreon.com/preppingbadass, because come on. You also may want to check us out on Facebook. I'll put a link in the show notes to all this stuff.
Yeah, and we're really trying to build a community. So if you want to get on Facebook with us, we'd love to have it. If you send us an email,
interact.
I'll definitely email you back. You'll hear from me directly.
You will hear from Kevin, although, I don't know about his grammar, or do you use commas and things, or no?
Yeah, and it's mostly swear words is what you get from me. But
he's angry, but, hey, we're working with you. So that, we also have the Prepping Badass group on Facebook. You might want to check that out. Bunch of guys in there. It's nice to interact and see what's going on. But otherwise, it's been a pleasure getting to know you, and keep staying tuned. We love to hear from you guys. So with that, stay safe. Talk to you guys in the future.
Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.